Hello and welcome. My name is Emma and I'm a professional writer that writes but also makes you videos on writing so that you can be almost as good as I am. It's been a while since we talked about blogging, so I figured let's get back on course and talk about blogging. So I am going to go over with you today how to find your unique tone of voice for your blog. So I guess you're wondering, why is it important to have a tone of voice? Do you not just sit down and write and that's it? Yes, that is pretty much what you do, but if you like to be memorable and you'd like to really connect with people properly, and if you like to resonate with them by talking in their own language, then tone of voice is exactly what you need. So for example, my blog, I blog about writing. You can go and read countless blogs about writing, but those blogs are aimed at marketers, or they are aimed at people who want an academic point of view. So they're all very professional, they're quite academic in tone, whereas mine, I'm talking just to normal people and I'm talking as myself, because as a freelancer, I want people to get to know me. They're hiring me as a person. So I chat on my blog just the same as I'm chatting with you now. I give funny examples, I make shit relatable, I swear, and people, when they read it, feel like I'm talking to them. And that's exactly what I want. They're going to get a perfect impression of me, and it sets me apart from every single other writing blog out there. Makes me unique. So if you want to be unique and stand out and really genuinely connect with people, tone of voice is exactly what you need. So how do you go about creating your own unique tone of voice? Well, assuming that I can figure out how to do graphics on my own, I am going to show you the triangle method for perfecting your tone of voice. So let's get started at the peak of the pyramid, which is going to be relevant content. You're not going to get very far on your blog if you're not blogging about the right topics. So for example, if you want to do a blog about baking, either you are a baker or you just love baking, the first thing you're going to do is create a content plan full of amazing, relevant content about baking. So how do you know what people want to know? How do you know what they want to read, what they want to engage with? You go off and you do some research. You head off to sites like BuzzSumo, Quora, even Reddit, maybe trawl a couple of other related blogs, pull them in together through Feedly, for example, and just gather them all in one place, sign up to newsletters, anything you can get your hands on about baking, or finding out what people are engaging with in the baking community, what they're asking, what they're reading, what they're interested in. That is what you need to be getting into. Start pulling together and collating ideas, and also combining that with seasonality. Perhaps Easter's coming up, so you're going to want to start collating posts about Easter recipes, Easter traditions, Easter ingredients, things like that. Like relatable, relative content that you're pulling together in your own content plan. So what you are blogging about will definitely define your blogging tone of voice, because it's telling you exactly what your readership wants to read about and what they find interesting. So that is your first point of call, is a perfect little content plan. If you'd like to learn more about creating a content plan, I'll pop some links in the description box below for you. I've already done a video on it, and I've done a fair few blog posts on it as well, so you can go and check that out and smash it. Next up on our triangle is learning the language of your readership. So you know what it is they want to read about, you know what it is they find interesting, and you know what's going to get them to your blog. But how are they talking about the things that you're going to be blogging about? For example, what is the language that they're specifically using for certain techniques or descriptions, the language that they're using to search for content underneath that genre? You need to be speaking the exact same language as your reader. That is how they're going to connect with you as well, because it's like chatting to a mate. They get it, you're on a vibe with them, it's really attractive, they like it, they're going to come back and read more because you're using the same language that they're using. If I got all academic and professional and whatnot on my blog and started using really eloquent, articulate language and writing in an essay format, my readers are not going to engage with me, because that is not the person that is visiting my blog and reading my blog. It's just not. So I will alienate them if I start to speak in a language that is not a language that they recognise. So as you begin to form your blogging tone of voice, you're going to want to use the same language as your reader. Your third and final point on your triangle of blogging brand tone of voice is your unique personality and your way of speaking. This is one of the most key ingredients in this whole shebang, because it's what's going to make you stand out as you. So think, when you're talking about things, how do you say them out loud? If you read your blog content back to yourself and you read it out loud and it just does not sound right, doesn't trip off the tongue, doesn't come out sounding like you might want to go back and relook at that, because it's not written in your unique style. Use slang that you use in everyday life. Don't be afraid to step away from the norm. If you're not a typical blogger, you might feel like, well, that's not what blogging is, that's not what other blogs do, that's not what other blogs sound like. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what they're doing. It does not matter. You do it in your way, in your style. So when we bring all of these together, in the middle you're going to have your perfect tone of voice. It's about relatable content, stuff that's attractive and relevant to your readership. You're using some of the language that they use, but you're piling on top a whole lot of good, sexy language and style and terms that are 100% you. If you'd like to find out about personal branding and how to kind of isolate your own brand Bible for yourself, as it were, I have done some, I think it was a video, was it a video? Was it a blog post? Done something on it. I'll pop it for you below as well, so you can do extra research on that. And I should, by the point of this video going live, have a blog post on speaking the same language as your customer. So you can grab all that good info, go off, style up your own blog tone of voice, and then just get writing, get into it, enjoy the process. It's not a chore, it's awesome to blog. And I might only be saying that because I'm a blogger, but I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it. So go out there, say it your way, do it in your own exact style, fuck what everyone else is doing, as long as you're getting the right content for your readership, using the language that they use, and sprinkling over a whole lot of personality, you've got your blogging tone of voice. You are golden. If you've got any questions about anything I have talked about today, you can pop a comment for me below and I'll happily answer it for you, or you can find me on Twitter at EJCownley and I will give you a shout out. Until then, take care, see you next week.